Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Pull Out Your PPs. And that's what I want you to do. It's what I'm doing. It's what I always do. I like to show you my PPs. I want you to show me your PPs. And together, here a week out from the Kentucky Oaks, we're going to talk about a filly that I'm pretty confident is going to be my pick in the Oaks. I'm not positive. Obviously, we're still a week out. The complexion of the field could change. We haven't seen the post draw, of course, and horses still have to put in, many of them, their final work over the Churchill surface before the Kentucky Oaks. So things can change, but there's definitely a filly that I'm leaning towards, and that's Millefeuille. And what I want to do is go through a couple of her replays. These are her most recent daily racing form past performances, and we're going to use Formulator to watch some highlights from her career. We're going to start with the Demoiselle, her 2-year-old finale, where she got run down late by Malethot, who appears to be the Kentucky Oaks favorite at this point, a week out from the race. But there's a few things I think you'll notice as we watch the replays of these races, and they might lead you to give another look to Millefeuille as well. Let's watch the replay here from the Demoiselle, and we're going to fast forward a little bit here because we don't need to get to the whole race. This is at 1.125 miles, and let's see, we'll go to about. Here we are. Let's back up just a little bit more. This is well before the half-mile point in the race, and Millefeuille is on the outside there, just now starting to assume the lead here from a 26-1 long shot. And she's got there's a half-mile pole. She's got about a length lead at this point. And what I'm wondering here is if maybe she went just a little bit too early. If she had held on maybe an extra 16th or an eighth of a mile, if perhaps she could have won this race. You can see Malethot there, the one horse down at the rail in fifth, either just got a tap of the whip or was about to. I think just got one. Because it looks at this point like Millefeuille is getting away and she's going to start to open up here. And then Malethot gets clear running and will eventually run her down when Millefeuille looked to be maybe home free. I don't know. But she isn't, as you'll see Malethot run her down here late. And you can judge for yourself if you think that run had been started just a little bit later, if perhaps Millefeuille could have held on and won the Demoiselle. We'll leave that to your interpretation. I think there's definitely a chance it could have helped her. Then we come back in the Demoiselle, February 27th at Gulfstream, and Bill Mott said before this race that he wasn't really expecting Millefeuille to put in her best effort. They were using it as a prep to start the campaign. And it seemed pretty clear to me, watching the interview live on television, that Millefeuille maybe wasn't cranked up to run her best race. But there's something even more interesting. Forget what the plan was going in or what Bill Mott's expectations were. If we fast forward here to about, let's watch. Millefeuille here is in fourth in the Juddmonte Silks in between in the scrum there. And you're going to watch her check right here and take back, definitely hit some traffic trouble. And at this point, the rider, for all intents and purposes, stops. Crazy Beautiful there, the 6. You can see in about, sixth position. Keep an eye on her. She's gonna get a lot out of the race. It was her first start of the year, too. And look at Millefeuille back, second to last in the pink cap now. The rider really not asking a whole heck of a lot of her. Meanwhile, Crazy Beautiful is going to run on, and I think, did she get second or third here? I can't exactly remember where she finished, but Crazy Beautiful is one we're going to talk about here in just a minute as we explore the Gulfstream Park Oaks. There's Long Shot, Whole Bodemeister winning, and there's Crazy Beautiful getting up for second, and Millefeuille, obviously way, way behind. So you have to wonder, what did Millefeuille get out of that race? If they knew that she wasn't cranked up going in, and they were using it as a prep, was it an effective prep? Did she get much out of it? We'll leave that to your judgment. And then if we come back, so that was the Demoiselle we just watched. And then let's watch the Gulfstream Park Oaks. And as we see from the chart here, it'll be won by Crazy Beautiful with Millefeuille in second. And again, I think there's something you can point to here and say, look, I mean, a good effort from Millefeuille, perhaps on video and on paper, a better effort from Oaks contender Crazy Beautiful. But when you watch the replay and you compare the trips the two horses had, and when you consider the Demoiselle and what each of the two fillies got out of their respective efforts in the Demoiselle, can you make a case that the one you want coming out of the Gulfstream Park Oaks is Millefeuille? See into the clubhouse turn, Millefeuille is about 4 wide, then she starts to save a little ground here, and looks like she's about a path off the rail. Where Crazy Beautiful's in third, the last one you see on the camera there. And from this point onward in the race, Millefeuille, I wouldn't say this qualifies as between horses, but she's kind of up there in the scrum. I mean, she's definitely in the heat of the battle here. I'm not suggesting she got a bad trip or that she had traffic trouble, but it doesn't appear that it's the most relaxed place to be in a race. I'm going to fast forward just so there's Millefeuille, the 6 horse here in 5th. And as we cut forward here to the turn for home, here's Millefeuille taking the lead. And there's Crazy Beautiful. Got dead aim on her, and Crazy Beautiful will run her down. But Millefeuille's effort, she doesn't pack it in at all. She runs on through the wire, and you'll see on the gallop out, not that you can make what you want out of the gallop out, but she didn't pack it in here at a mile and a 16th. She kept on running through the wire, and by the time they reached the clubhouse turn, while everybody's kind of shut it down, I mean, Millefeuille is still engaged. I thought that was a really big effort, and I think you can forgive the loss when you consider the trips the two fillies had in the Demoiselle. So, taking another look at Millefeuille's past performances, she ran a really big race in the debut. The maiden win was an absolute romp. I mean, she really won that impressively. The Demoiselle was a good effort. She came darn close to winning that at a mile and an eighth in the slop. Somebody's saying we might be getting some rain at Churchill Downs next week, so we know that Millefeuille and Malathot both can run in the slop. And that 86 Beyer, if Beyers are your thing, considering she earned that in her final start as a 2-year-old at a mile and an eighth, her first, I guess it wasn't, it would have been her first time around 2 turns because the other 2 were 1-turn miles at Belmont. That was a pretty strong effort for her. You can forgive the Demoiselle and look at the Gulfstream Park Oaks as a prep. I think she's primed and ready to run a very, very big race in the Kentucky Oaks, and I think you might get 15-1 on this daughter of Curlin. Joel Rosario picks up the mount. That always helps. Not that Tyler's not a capable rider, of course he is, but it's I think it helps your confidence level to see Rosario take the mount on Millefeuille in the Kentucky Oaks. That's probably going to be my play. We'll see what happens in the coming days, but we wanted to take a minute and look into her and see what we could find out. Thanks a lot.